Okay. Alrighty, sounds like we're good to go. We're gonna go start this new game in 3, 2, 1, go. So, the first thing you do in an Astroneer speedrun, because it's kind of like an open world, kind of like Minecraft, you kind of got to get a handle on where some things are. And there are some landmarks. There's a gateway here and a gateway somewhere over there. I don't see it though. This is usually referred to as the Eastern Gateway. And then there will be a gateway roughly southwest that we're probably going to be pretty close to. There it is. You can even see it just loading in on the horizon. So these gateways are sort of like landmarks, and you need to get to them on the surface. I see some ammonium in the distance. I see some resin just over the hill. So this is looking like a pretty good spawn. Pretty happy with what I see so far. We'll open up some more beginning items. We'll pick up this oxygenator, but we're not going to set it down. So oxygen in this game comes for free from a couple buildings like the shelter, and then the oxygenator turns any other building or platform into an oxygen giving one. And if you have like a network of bases all connected to each other, then they will all start providing oxygen. So because we don't do that, we won't be able to get the oxygen we want from anywhere else but the shelter this run, but we're doing that intentionally. Do you see that little packaged item indicator? That's sort of a glitch. It's trying like it's kind of being a tutorial saying, hey, you can put the oxygenator here. Here's a great spot for it. And we're just simply not going to put it in the base ever. And instead, we're going to use the indicator that you see there to lead us back to base. It is basically a beacon that you can see through walls. And so by setting it down and picking up the oxygenator twice, that beacon just starts showing up. And the way they decided to program the beacon is always present, even if there's a wall in the way, which is pretty unique in this game. So we have like this kind of homing beacon back to base, and it's very, very, very helpful. So I will take the absence of oxygen and work with the limitations in order to have a homing beacon back to base anytime. It's a wonderful trait. Alrighty, we'll pick up a little bit of this plant matter to make some organic as well, and we'll start making a generator, and we're going to need some other things too. We want a small printer, and then we'll probably want some more generators while we're here. So this printer, not super useful. In fact, we're going to actually move this printer just over here. We're going to make one of these. We don't have another organic yet. Okay, so we have one of these larger platforms here. These larger platforms are useful for larger things. So, of course, buildings in this game are very useful. They can do things like smelt materials or refine materials or, I mean, whatever the building is supposed to do, right? So you'll need a platform to put the building on in this game. So that's kind of what we're building here, a little bit of a starting base to kind of process some important materials that we'll need in the future. Now we're just going to be doing this resource collection deal for just a little bit, and we're after more resin if we can find it. And, okay, what's over here? There's a little more resin down here, so it says. Your indicator kind of shows you, kind of like a metal detector, hey, there's resources underneath here. So I'm going to move this little circle around it if I can see where it tells me there are resources. I'm going to try and find them here. Now, it looks like this little resin deposit isn't as detailed, is the word that is coming to mind, but it's, yeah, just a little more airy. And we're going to make a third one of those because it doesn't hurt. And we're going to go see if we can collect some more resin. Now, we normally don't make the third large platform A like that this early, but we have the power and resources for it, so we might as well. I'm just interested in getting more resin right now, more platforms, and I thought I saw something, but nope, not yet. So once we get enough of this kind of setup going, then we can start doing some of the other more fun resource collection tasks. You have to go underground and find some of the resources in the caves underneath and whatnot. There's a lot of cool stuff to explore in this game and find. So we'll be doing that just a little more. Okay, I'm really happy with how much resin that we have. Get just one more here. Little nodule. I see some wreckage in the distance. That might be useful. Okay, we're gonna need another medium platform A while we're here. And these are almost out. We'll put one there. We're gonna pick up 3 of these, and then we're gonna start printing a large printer. Large printers are, well, useful for printing incredibly large things. So We'll drop all but 2, and we'll pick up that one, and we'll make another small generator. We're going to pick up those 2, and then we're going to swap out this platform here. Oh, you know what? That's going to reset the large printer, so we're not going to swap it out quite yet, because we don't really need it anyways. We're going to rotate this over to... I don't know what that's doing there. Okay, so we're going to rotate over to oxygen filters in our backpack printer. And then we're going to take a look for some of this ammonium here. We do need some ammonium, and it doesn't hurt to get it now. It's a little early to get it, honestly, but we'll take it. We have a lot of ammonium here, too. That's actually a really good sign. Ammonium is one of the harder resources to get in this game. It's kind of rare, so the fact that we spawned right next to it is a huge blessing. You normally don't get this, and I'm really happy to see it here. Alrighty. I am just kind of burning time, hoping to not only get ammonium here, but finish the print job. The large printer needs to be kind of finished before we take a trip downstairs, I'd say. So once we do that, we can head out. Now, we do have a little bit of time here, so we're going to drop a little bit of this. We have, looks like 3 ammonium, 4 ammonium that we've harvested, which is cool. We can fill up our generators so they are rip-roaring ready to go. And then we're just going to actually start making a tube down, but we're not going to take it quite yet. We're going to make this little ramp. And then eventually we're going to start heading downstairs. But before we do, we're just going to make sure that the printer is in a great spot. So because of that, I'm going to actually take out this medium storage and expand it. And then I'm going to flatten it. Oh, I can't flatten it. Now I'm going to flatten it. And then this is almost done. So I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. Alrighty. And there it goes. I'm going to swap the printer out. And this is going to be a useful platform that we can use to basically walk around to different areas and carry additional resources. I'm going to count 10 resources here. And then we're going to set that kind of up here so we can grab it. And then we're going to start making our platform all the way down. Although we immediately hit some of this harder to mine tier 1 dirt, I believe that is. But then just a little bit past it, there wasn't much dirt in the way at all. We hit a cave, so we can now use our long reach and pick up all this stuff. Now, I think I see literally all the resources. I see quartz down there. I see zinc right here. I need 3 zinc. There's 1 zinc. Well, it's not quite zinc yet. We'll need to smelt it into zinc, but this is a resource that we can use to smelt into zinc. There's 2. And there's the 3rd one. And we need about 8 or 9 aluminum here. Ooh, a research sample. Those will be good. Those will help us unlock recipes. And my alt key got stuck down. Oops. This game has a little bit of a like weird sticking issue going on where like sometimes the key gets held down. But that's okay. We can work around it by just tapping the key and resetting it. And it looks like our inventory is a little full, so we're going to start dropping down these resources that we mined onto our little storage platform. And we are starting to suffocate, right? So we have a little bit of time left, and then we can make an oxygen filter, a temporary oxygen resource. It's made out of resin. So in order to make those, you'll need to have some space in your inventory, and a resin, and some power in your backpack. If you run out of any of those, you will have some trouble breathing, and so we'll have to make sure we manage those pretty carefully. So it looks like I grabbed 9 aluminum, which is going to be fine. And we have most of our resources here. Now, before we head back upstairs and drop off some of the loot that we just got, I'm interested in getting some bites. Oh, hold on. Did I just drop that down the hole? I may have. Ooh. Excuse me, we're experiencing some technical difficulties. Alrighty, there we go. So if I can, I want it, before I come back upstairs, I want to be able to get 250 research bites. So we have about 140 or so. We're just going to quickly explore around the caves, not getting too lost, hopefully. And if we can find maybe 1 or 2 more of those samples, we'll hopefully have all the bites that we need here. And unfortunately, the deeper you go, the more likely you are to get like high-value bites in research. But we don't want to go too deep right now, just because we don't have... There we go, here's what we need. Yeah, we don't have like a great setup to get up and down. And if I'm looking around, the beacon pointing me back to base is currently broken. So I want to make sure that I fix that before I go down any further anyway. Because if you go down further, you basically are inevitably going to get lost. So we don't want to actually get lost. So there's part of the tutorial beacon, but it seems like it's kind of unloading if we go too far away. So we're going to research the smelter so we can now print it. It needs 2 resin and a compound, which we have just lying here on the ground. We'll go over here, get that smelter up and running, and then we're going to go pick up the platform that we made, holding a bunch of useful things. Continue working on this little base network here. And then we have a couple more useful things here, and we're just going to drop it all on the ground and then kind of empty the goodies here. And let's see, we need that over there, and everything else is basically good to know. I do want to grab, I'll leave the aluminum here. There are going to be some extra reasons to carry aluminum with you later, but we won't have the time to, we will have the time to find more aluminum later, so we'll just kind of plan on that. Alright, we'll just, it actually doesn't print any faster if you put a second one down, so we aren't going to mess with that anymore. We are going to wait for it. We're going to grab a second one of these, and we're going to see if we can get that packaged item tutorial to start up again, just because it'll be useful. Okay, we're going to prepare this kind of at the top of our hill, just like we did before, and then once this is up and running, we're going to start smelting all of our aluminum that we can. We're almost done here. We got to wait for all that resin to finish. And then it goes right on top. And we could leave a generator here and power this so it smelts faster, but we don't have a need for it. We are okay just kind of letting it smelt asynchronously. Alrighty, so we'll get to the bottom of this hill. And now we see the packaged item, the packaged tutorial thing working like it should. Awesome, awesome. And then we're gonna just kind of drill our way down here. I don't know how we're going to make a ramp that we can scale later, but I think this will work. Alrighty, can we get the platform here? We should be able to. Oh, we picked up a cable though. There we go, there we go, there it is. So now we need about 2,000 bytes. Among other things. And oh, I already forgot to go grab more aluminum. So is there any more aluminum here, or do we need to go somewhere else for it? Looks like we'll need to go somewhere else for it. Taking a quick look around. What is on here? There's something useful here. An oxygen filter. That's perfect. We needed one of those anyway. And what else is there? Maybe some more research bytes or some more wreckage. It's weird how the wreckage gets kind of stuck below here, but it does happen from time to time. There's some carbon there. Carbon isn't super useful now, but we will want some of it later. So we'll just pick that up, jam it in the backpack. We'll probably find a way to cram that on something else here in a bit. More samples here. Some more sphalerite, and I saw some blue lights, but that was the particle effect from collecting a sample. We're going to grab a little bit more of this resin so that we can breathe when we need to. And we see our first research pod. These are, well, useful kind of remnants left over from what we are told is the Exodynamics Corporation, Exodynamics Research Aid. And they are a puzzle. Once you solve the puzzle, you get a heavy or a dense research sample that you can either research later or collect now. So we're going to turn off that, and then immediately collect the sample for 460 or so bytes. Those are fantastic, and if we find more of those, we'll be very happy. Now I'm going to run over here, collect some more aluminum. Well, laterite, I guess. Taking a look for some more samples, if I can. I got 2 laterite. I think that's going to be enough. And I see some more samples and whatnot over there, but I don't think I want to waste too much more time running over there. I want to head back. I saw another box, and its puzzle was, can you find a laterite and give the laterite to the box? So we're going to do that and get another 400 bytes or so, hopefully also finding our platform. Might go pick up some more of this resin over here. And I think the box was actually a little bit to our left here, so we're going to pick up the sample and then go around this to the left, because that should bring us a little closer to the box, but I don't want to get too lost here. So we might cut back over here. Okay, I see our box. Our box? No, I see our platform here. So we're going to drop off some of this extra resin. We don't need too much resin, and it's nice to carry it with us here. We'll put the carbon on there as well. And there's our box. We're gonna make another filter, because we are starting to suffocate. Grab this laterite, figure out where it needs to go on the box. I think it goes right here. Oh, it goes on the stalagmite. Stalagmite is covering the little input. Alrighty. We need roughly 400 more bytes, then we can head back upstairs. So a great direction to head might be this way. Also, I found this generator here. Generators are useful for generating power, of all things. It's not too surprising, right? Oh, this platform might be useful to bring up as well. I might bring that up next time. A couple more samples over here. You can tell by the little white dots. And one up here. So we're now only about 200 bytes away from being done. We'll run through this quartz and see if we can find... Oh, here we go. What does this one need? It has a battery symbol on it, so it needs one generator for a couple seconds here. We're going to research the small shuttle, and we're going to research the solid fuel thruster. And those two things are going to let us leave the planet should we choose to, and we have all the resources we need to make those things upstairs. So now we have a couple more things to do before we leave the planet, but we're well on our way. One thing I'd like to do is get the shuttle started, but then we need to go investigate that whole gateway business. There's a gateway nearby, and it sounds like there's some useful stuff there. Of course, if you never played this game, it might get, might just be new information, but I've played it before, and I've been there before. I think I want to go there. It sounds like there'll be some useful stuff there. So we're going to try and maneuver our camera in a way to pick up these things away. You can pick up things at quite a distance if you have your terrain tool out, and so we're kind of abusing a little bit of that mechanic here, just making sure that we have what we need. We're going to make a second ramp up so that we can get around the mess we've made. And then we'll run back upstairs, getting all the oxygen we needed. And there we go. We had our generator up here. We'll put the carbon on it. Generators burn carbon of all things. And we'll need 2 of these smelted. We'll need 2 sphalerite smelted. Oh, and the generator... Yeah, that's... Smelters are a little funky. They don't drop stuff on the ground like you'd expect sometimes. If you're not nearby, they won't drop it on the ground. They just do what they want. So, we'll drop those. There. Nope. There. And we have the resin that we need. We have this. This is extra stuff. We'll just kind of keep on shucking it on the ground. Alrighty. We'll grab 2 of these. We'll grab 3 of these. We'll start the small shuttle. And then we will start a solid fuel thruster. And then we have an extra aluminum right here, and we'll put it next to it because we want a second small fuel thruster at some point. We're now going to take our goodies here, and we want 2 more compound. I think we're going to hopefully find it on the way there, though. And we have a little bit of resin, but hopefully we can find more of that, too. I see some clay over here. That's very good to see. Also, we never did check out this wreckage. What do we have here? A broken wind turbine that won't help us, and some extenders that also aren't super useful. They are useful if you're playing this game in kind of not speedrunning it effectively. Oh, I see some more ammonium. Oh, that is a wonderful sight to see. And I see more compound. I need to make some more small generators here. 2 of them to be precise. Maybe 3 of them because I'm feeling a little fancy. Alrighty, and some more of this resin. Like seeing resin. We're going to rotate over to oxygen filters because we are starting to get a little low. We're then going to put all of our generators out on the table. We're going to grab this one, which is looking a little slim. And then we'll take up this and that. Is there any others? And we'll just grab a little more here. Compound. That's not what I want. I want some resin. There it is. And this is going to be a useful power generating platform because it turns out all gateways require some amount of power to unlock. Sort of puzzles in that sort of vein. So once we have found a gateway, you'll usually have to play a little bit of an experiment to figure out how much power you need to power the gateway itself. It changes per planet, but for Silva, the planet that we start on, you always need 5. So we are good to go there. We have a little bit of extra power ready to go. We have things to explore and find, but we'll just go downstairs. We need to go now to the center of the planet, of all things. Got some more chores to do, so we're going to try and mine there, and we're going to try and not die, but, you know, if we do, worst case scenario, we can always find our way back, and at some point we'll start sliding, and it'll get a little spicy, a little exciting here, maybe a little speedy. We'll see if we can keep it going, though. I like to call this core sliding, and if you do it right, you go down to the core very fast. If you do it wrong, you die. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there are hostile things in this game. They come in the form of plants. Most of the plants here are kind of ornery, rather have you not be around them, and we would rather not be around the plants for such reasons. So we'll be on the lookout for plants like these. Those are dagger roots. If you walk near them, they kind of spike you good. And if you go just a little further down or around, you'll hear a little popping sound. You can hear it just then. That's a hispine. They kind of launch a little projectile cloud at you. Oh, I'm glad I bought the power or the generator down with me. I'm completely out of backpack power. So because we're behind a wall, we're pretty safe, but the moment we open the wall, we're asking for some trouble. Now we need to look around to see where the wall is, because we're approaching a biome called the mushroom biome. And we want to find stalagmites if we can, to kind of slide down. I'm not seeing any, so we're just gonna lie down over here. What are we stuck on here? We're stuck on a mushroom. Okay. Okay, well. Still stuck on this here mushroom. How do I get around this? Let me just, like, go over here. Okay. Alrighty. Land on the mushroom here. There's a hispine down there. You can see it right there. And then we should be able to, like, slide down this thing. As long as you're pressing your face into a wall, you're generally pretty safe. Alrighty, there we go. The mushroom biome is usually a little faster than that. We took it kind of slow, but we took it safe, and that's always a good thing. It's basically one of the deadlier areas. The mushrooms themselves are harmless. It's the fall that can kill you, and the plants that encourage you to move quickly and around. So we're now going to see if we can continue just kind of fighting our way. The dirt does get a little tougher as you get deeper and deeper into the planets. It changes color as well. So this is what I like to call tier 1 dirt. It is, well, a little tougher, but it's not impossible to mine through. And so by running around, you can find, oh, a light, nice, a broken platform, and anything else useful? Nah, okay. So those are all just kind of broken wreckage pieces. It's weird that they spawned this low, but we'll take it. Where was I? Oh yeah, so, oh, and as you go down further and further, the gravity will become lesser and lesser, or less strong. Yeah, gravity becomes, the force of gravity becomes less. Less. Oh dear. Somebody who's smarter at grammar than I will know what to say. I unfortunately do not. But nonetheless, you just don't die from fall damage the further down you go at some point. Now we are pretty safe at this point, I'd say. You can still die from falling because you take damage if you just kind of splat on the ground. But if you're holding forward, you're generally moving fast enough that it won't be any trouble. And we're now in a kind of bright green, bright yellow area. The yellow dirt is unmineable. The green dirt is. We see 3 hispines over here. We're not interested in being friends with those, so we're going to continue running over here. You see we're kind of floating around. And we're actually after some resources down here, of all things. It'll look like this. So we're going to maybe run over here, turn on our generator. And then once we are good there, we're going to turn the generator back on. Grab these samples. The deeper you go, the better the samples are. There's a hispine somewhere around here, but thankfully we can avoid it. There's a hispine there too. Thankfully we can run around there. And we're after some quartz and graphite. Graphite's this dark material. You can kind of see it mixed in the quartz here, of all things. So we want to fill up our inventory with as much graphite as we possibly can. And we're going to try and stand here. And we're going to grab all the stuff that we can here. Now it looks like our inventory is getting a little full. So we can now turn off this. We don't really need the generator anymore. It's done its job. lets us carry one more graphite back in. We only need 2 quartz, so we're gonna carry all the graphite that I just dropped. Where'd it go? Did I hear the graphite? Okay, we picked it up. Alrighty, so we have 3 graphite on the terrain tool. We're going to make another oxygen filter, and then we're going to keep on picking up stuff. Alrighty, so we did fill up our inventory completely. And we need 1 more quartz, 1 more graphite. We want that oxygen filter. And we have room for 2 more graphite, so it seems. There's 1. There's the second one. Oh, and then we can fit 1 more in here if we can. Let's see here. It might be behind some of this material, though, so we're going to see if we can pick it up by mining some of the green dirt, because we can't mine the yellow. Okay. I see that there's graphite around here. Maybe I saw quartz. Okay, well, let's keep on looking around here. Here's some graphite. Wonderful. Alrighty, so we've got all of the things that we need, and we'll grab this resin because we will want to breathe a little bit later, and we're now going to have to go through this final layer here. Hopefully we can. This final layer has given me trouble before, but I think we'll find a way through. Usually if you start by the edge of a yellow block, and then mine down into the green, you usually find a way through, but I have had some trouble before where you kind of end up in a little bit of a yellow catch, a little yellow bowl, and you can't mine through it. You have to kind of find your way around it. So that's kind of what's happening here, but I'm not too concerned yet. And we have a lot of resin still. We just might have to go back upstairs and pick up some more resin to make sure that we don't run into too much trouble. Now, I did hear the sound of gravity shifting, which is not a great sound, honestly, because that means we're on this little spire thing, and you kind of can't... There we go. This is a much faster way down to the center, just kind of falling to it. And you do get pulled to the center, but yeah, as you're walking around this beautiful center engine of the planet, the gravity gets all shifty and wibbly wobbly here. And we're met with, once again, another puzzle. This puzzle is, can you find the right resource as indicated by the symbol on top of those little triangle platforms and turn it in. The resource for this planet is quartz, so we put 2 quartz in. You get 2 of these little keys. Looks like we have 1 key turned in, which unlocks the planet, unlocks the engine, turns it into a teleport hub where we can teleport to the gateway we unlocked on the surface. We like to see that. We'll put in our split. We're a little bit ahead of schedule. That's a good sight to see because we have a lot of other resources ready to go. And we have our platform here. And we have a couple things to do on the way back to base. We saw some resources over here. We're going to go take a look at what's inside. Oop, there's a pit here. We don't want to fall too far into that. Oh, we did anyway. A little bit of fall damage, nothing too bad, just kind of time loss, really. There we go. We've got more laterite, a chair that we cannot use. And, well, that's it. So that was kind of a bit of a bust. No worries. Not super important, just a bit of a bummer. And good thing we have all that resin. Well, at least 1 extra resin, because we will need it very shortly here. We're going to go take a look over here and find a functioning wind platform. 2 of them to be precise, a small one and a large one. So we will do that. Put that there, because why not? Put that in our backpack. And then we need to... There we go. That was a little close. Forgot that I didn't have a space in my inventory. If you do and you print something, it just kind of falls on the ground, and that's always a sad day. Alrighty, so we want to head back. We could grab more compound before we do, which never hurts. You need a lot of compound in this run. You need a lot of resin in this run, so we're going to do that here. And we're going to grab this one here. Alrighty, we're going to drop those there. And we'll pick up a little more compound while we're here. Awesome. And now we've got to just make it back to the base in one piece. It looks like our rocket's finished, so we always like to see that. We have 1 of the shuttle thrusters ready to go. And we will begin making our preparations to head to another planet shortly. We first have to continue carrying these platforms around. There we go. Alrighty. Home sweet home. We'll hook that up right there. We still need to get some, let's see, what resource do we need? Clay. Now, I saw a clay deposit not too far away, but we still have to go mine it, so we can't forget that. Okay, our inventory is full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 graphite, but we need 11 total. So, hopefully we can find out where that went very shortly. We'll put this right there, so we'll begin powering things. And these generators are very helpful, but we don't need them now. So we're gonna just throw them all on the ground, honestly. Hey Luke, it's been a while. Well, nice seeing ya. Thanks for tuning in. We'll drop a medium storage in the shuttle. So the shuttle is almost ready to go. We have a platform, we have the solid fuel thruster, and we have the triptych. We want to leave that here. We have a little bit of an oxygenator left, but there it goes. It's gone already. And I could grab a resin for an oxygen filter, but I'll plan on picking that up here on Desolo. So we're going to fly to Desolo, saving even more time. And this is amazing. We're on an amazing record pace right now. So I'm hoping that we can keep this up and I don't make too many mistakes. I did make a mistake though, and that mistake was I forgot to bring the zinc. So thankfully we remembered it before it's too late. However, I did consume a like shuttle thruster charge. So that will mean that we're going to be short shuttle thruster charges the rest of the run. We will have enough to do the run, but we will have to be a little careful. Well, I'm glad I remembered it before it was too late. So we're going to put that there. If we can get an extra packager, we will be able to fix the mistake just fine. But until then, we could always just make an extra thruster as well. Is it, by the way, just me, or do you seem more talkative? I've been basically trying to improve like how much I'm narrating the game as I run it, just because it's a good skill, I think, to kind of get into. But on top of that, inevitably, we'll need to do a run kind of like this to work as a GDQ submission. Which could be this video, kind of depends on how the run goes and if we throw the run at the dumpster or not. But the idea that a run that needs to get submitted to GDQ needs to happen has always been on my mind. And so being able to narrate what you're doing while running the game is sort of like a requirement that's kind of unwritten, but yet a lot of folks will try and do it. So once we have landed on Desolo, this is kind of like the moon of Silva, the planet that we start on. We have a very similar set of puzzles. We need resources for the center of the planet, we need power for the gateway here, and the gateway power puzzle is now a little different. Instead of 5 generators, we will need 8. So we're going to start making those now. We have just a little bit of power already started, and we will kind of just begin clicking this button here a bunch and just slamming a bunch of generators on it. So we'll make 4 and then recharge our backpack with a generator. We still need more of that compound though, and I think it was down here, right? Oh, let's go ahead and leave this one on just a little bit, recharge the backpack. Here's our compound. We need 4 more compound, I think, maybe 5, we'll see. Alrighty, so we have all the power we need. Oh, clicked the wrong button and accidentally picked up, I think. There we go, there's that. Oh, missed. We'll drop 2 of those down there. We'll make a 4th one. We do need some more of that organic. Thankfully, organic's pretty easily found in all the planets here. Okay. Looks like we are almost good to go here. Looks like we have all the generators, but I might make 1 more if I can. Oh, and we are short on power, so let's take this one back. Power up our backpack a little bit again. Alright, so that's all good to go. We're going to want some of this resin to make oxygen filters. We don't want to leave that attached. And we want 1 more bit of organic. Avoid the plants that are quite ornery today. Oh, camera, please. Camera, please. Thank you. Oh, we turned one on and off. There we go. Okay, now those are looking a little thin, but I think we'll have enough power. So we're going to want to pay attention to the sound effects that we're hearing, because we don't want to accidentally unpower, or like not power the gateway. It's kind of important that we do that. Alrighty, looks like we're good to go. Alrighty, while we're down here, we're going to reach this really large cave area. We did power the gateway, we're happy to hear that. And we're actually after another important resource that you can only find on, well, Desolo and maybe a couple other planets, but you can't find any on Silva. We're after a metal called wolframite, which smelts into tungsten. So once we find some, we'll be on our way, but it can get a little tricky to find. While we're running around, we'll pick up samples and avoid dagger roots and other things. And it's kind of cubic in its appearance. It's a little yellow. I think I see some over here. We'll see, though. I thought I saw it underneath this archway, so we'll see what I saw. Oh, quartz. Was that it, though? Was that what I saw? Yeah, I must have seen... Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, okay. A little bit stuck in the ceiling, honestly, but I think we can make it work. We've got a little bit of dirt in our canister to make a ramp, and that will let us run up here, pick up stuff like this. And we only need one, so we probably picked up two there because that's how it works. It's kind of slow to mine, and we'll drop the other one right there. We'll pick up an oxygen filter. And this is an upside down dagger root, so I don't know why that's upside down. It's just kind of hanging out today. And we'll try to avoid it as best we can, and then just kind of keep on mining our way down. We will find that tougher to mine dirt, that tier 1 dirt, so to speak. And, well, it's basically smooth sailing from here, assuming we don't run into too many hiss-binds, which, I've had a lot of trouble on Desolo before. I don't know why, but once in a while, like, they just kind of, like, put a bunch of plants all together. The world generation just puts a bunch of plants together. Kind of like this, where, you know, we just kind of looks ornery, looks like a mess. You know what? I have other places I'd rather be, like over here. Alrighty. And just down a little more. And we should be seeing the gateway here very shortly. In fact, I saw a little bit of it peeking through a world seam. Looks like we accidentally fell on a weird spire here, and now I'm a little turned around, honestly. So hopefully we're still going down, but I have no idea at this point. One of these directions is correct, but it may not be this one. Oh, we chose wrong. Okay. This way. This doesn't seem correct either. Okay, so this is the spire's edge. What happens if we follow the vertex down? I think we'll break into the core. I get all disoriented once gravity switches, so I usually try to avoid the spires in general, but I didn't even see it. It looks like we accidentally kind of mined ourselves into it here. There we go. This is what we want to see. Once again, the engine is at the center of this planet, and all the engines are the same color and same appearance, so you'll start seeing these a lot. They look beautiful, and here on Desolo, this is why the zinc was so important to bring. You need 2 zinc. One for the key to unlock the center of the planet, and one for later. There it is. Alrighty, we're gonna go pick up this and pick up the other one. And that is a split. No, it is not. Undo. There's our split. We teleport back up to the surface here. Here we go. And then we want to head out and fly to another planet, Glacio. Now, the current shuttle thruster that we have on our shuttle is going to be a little broken if we were to use it, but I think if we get a couple more bites, we'll be able to fix that mistake here. So why don't we go ahead and mine a couple of these? We're after some of these research samples. We just need a couple here. Oh, those, here are 2 more samples here. A little hard to click on here. And now we have 1,000 bytes, which allows us to make the packager. The packager in this game basically allows you to take an item and turn it into its box form, which for most things kind of resets them to what they should be when they come out of the box. That normally doesn't mean much, but in cases where you have graphite, you can take basically any item that you have get some graphite, turn it into a box, and if it's a shuttle thruster that you're after, you can turn that shuttle thruster into a fresh shuttle thruster. So it normally has enough charges to go to and from a planet twice, and we did burn a little bit of our graphite earlier. Do we have enough graphite to make a second one though? Be nice. We're after a little more graphite here if we can find it. Nope, not seeing it. Okay. Stop wasting time. I saw more graphite as well, but I don't know where. So, oh, we'll take that wind turbine. It won't be super useful, but packager, please. Alrighty, we'll take this out. We'll package it. You see the bottom has a little bit of damage on it, but once you package it, put it back on the shuttle, and then unpackage it, it should be fresh again. We like seeing that. We'll take our platform of all of our generators. We want to save those, and we don't want to waste too much time here, so I think we're just going to get in the shuttle and head out to the other planets that we need to go to, in this case, Glacio. You can see there are boxes here and other things that we could do, but we don't want to waste too much time here. Oh, and you can see the package item is still on Silva. It's weird how that works, but it's okay. Alrighty, so where were we going here? Looks like Glacio is the name of the planet. So we kind of have an option here. We could use the current shuttle thruster that we have in our inventory, or we can use the one that we just packaged and unpackaged and save the one that's in our inventory as a box and keep it as a box. So I think we'll do that. But that means that we'll have one less inventory space because we're holding a box that we're not supposed to have. But I think that'll be fine. We do have some space in our inventory coming back from Glacio. It is just a little bit more difficult to do so. But we'll do that. We're after an iron on the surface of Glacio first and foremost, so we'll hunt around for that. And we'll probably drop all this resin that we've been collecting. We won't need it much longer because we're after other resources at this point. Glacio has a lot of cool metals that you normally can't find on other planets, like hematite and what else? Oh, I remember there's titanium here as well. Ooh, a wide mod? That's fantastic. That'll be helpful when we need to collect ammonium later. There's a catapult here. It throws little orbs at you and the orbs explode later, so we want to make sure we don't get bothered by those too much. We're going to pick up our shuttle here. We're walking away from it, but we did find the iron that we need, so. There's the hematite. Alrighty, so. We have too much stuff in our inventory. We'll figure out how to make space, I think, down in the caves where it's a little safer. But before we do, we're going to make a little bit of a ramp, put our shuttle on it, and then do what we can to head downstairs. And here we go. Pick up the shuttle. No, that's the thruster. We don't want the thruster. We want the whole shuttle. There we go. Yeah, that happens a lot. You can sometimes pick up the wrong thing. And we are now interested in finding samples and titanium. Titanium's green. Samples today are green. Nope, they're kind of pearlescent, kind of pale gold, rose gold maybe. So we like any of those things. Those are very dense here on Glacio. Glacio is considered to be a more difficult planet, and that means that the samples are more dense, but that usually means it's harder to build bases and do other cool stuff here. So we'll have to play a little safe and be a little careful, but I think we'll make it work. So we have 5 inventory spaces. What's something that we can get rid of? I think that. So 1, 2, we need 6 of this titanium here. Now we probably won't get it all here. We need 2 more, but yeah, we will have to leave a couple of those things in the past. Oh, there are some large hispines here. So if we die, we will respawn in the shuttle, but I don't really think we're in a great spot, so we're just gonna run. If we run very fast, usually they can't kill you, so we'll do that. We'll pick up these samples here. Oh, I see some more items in the distance, some more titanium that we want, so we'll try and pick up some samples here and then go find some more titanium. There's a sample over here we'll pick up, and we now have to basically pick up a little more titanium and then grind for a good amount of samples here, because we'll need a lot of recipes to finish the game, and so I think we're going to do that here. It usually this is one of the fastest places to pick up samples. Oh, there's a boomaloon. Hello, boomaloon. Goodbye, boomaloon. They're kind of like mines. If you walk near them, they'll explode. Alrighty, so where were we? Samples. Oh, and we should pick a compass direction. So that compass direction is going to be east. East is the direction, and we're going to try to run east so that way we don't explore areas we've been to before in these confusing caves. As long as we keep the oxygen, or the shuttle nearby, we'll have the oxygen we need, and as long as we maintain a kind of relatively straight compass direction. At least, you know, as long as we aren't heading west, we'll continue finding new terrain that hasn't been explored yet, meaning we'll find new samples that are fresh. We'll pick up this here research sample, and now we're interested in finding, I think, one more titanium still, and of course, several, like tens of more samples here. I think we need a total of roughly 19,000 bytes or so, because we already spent 1,000 of them on the packager. That's always a good thing. Alrighty. And, oh, here we go. It's over here. More samples. And then we'll take a quick look at our research backpack tab thing. And we're already at 7,000, just short of it. Here's the 7,000. There's one over here, too. Two over here? Maybe just one. Yeah, just one. Okay. Fantastic. We still need the one titanium, so I see that over here. And then we'll take a quick look at the compass to make sure we're still heading roughly west-ish. Wait, west-ish or east-ish? Oh, I think I remember saying east, actually. So we wanna head east, so let's go ahead and continue going east. Grab that titanium. There's the 6th titanium. And let's talk about boomaloons. Boomaloons are these weird little mine plants. If you walk near them, they explode. They're generally not too deadly if you don't stand on top of them when they explode. However, they have a weird hitbox around them, a kind of a large invisible hitbox that is used to detect when you, the player, are nearby. That hitbox actually interferes with you placing stuff nearby and picking up samples. So if you see me like trying to pick up stuff and then I can't, that might be because there's a boomaloon nearby. So I usually just kind of like hover near the boomaloon until it decides to explode, and then I can kind of move on or be on my merry way. Alrighty, let's continue heading east. We might head northeast, actually, just to kind of keep it going diagonal. Alrighty. And there it goes. Fantastic. I think we're roughly at 10,000 or so, so we're a little over halfway there, and that's always a good sign. We're running straight into a boomaloon, so let's just kind of dodge around it, and by doing so, we found a ton of samples here. I think I see about 2,000 or so. 2,000 bytes, not 2,000 individual samples, but yeah, right here, I can't pick it up. Why? Because there's a boomaloon right there. So let's just kind of walk around the boomaloon, and then we should be able to once we get close enough. There we go. Weird, huh? Okay, okay. Northeast-ish. Yeah, we need to go a little bit more to our right here, because if we go any more to our left, we're heading west again. So, right, taking a look over the hill, didn't see much. It's okay. And I saw another sample somewhere, but I don't know where I saw it, and I might have gotten confused and I saw a mushroom or something. If you harvest the mushrooms down here, you'll get some organic, but we don't need any of that right now. We could pick it up and like put it in our generators, but there's really no need. Okay. A little bit of a dry spell on samples here, but I think that's fine, because I'm pretty sure I just saw a couple more, yeah, over here. Oh, and they're right next to a boomaloon, though, so we're just going to have to... There it goes. Now we can pick them up. Awesome. I love the plant names in this game. They're always so, like, kind of, like, I would say almost childish, but, like, in a wonderful way, like... kind of evoke, like, a fun, like, sense that maybe like, children, like, named them or something. I don't know, I really do like it, though. Here we go, here's another sample. Only one, though. What's over here? Ah, there's a rock with 3 of them on there, so let's go ahead and get these 3 over here first. And then let's walk over here, and then we're getting awfully close, aren't we? We're probably at 18,000 or so? Nope, 16,000. Okay, well, we're a little under where I thought we were, but that's okay. That only means we need about 12 more or so? Something like that. We're heading southeast now, but that's probably fine. Maybe we want to head a little bit more to our left, though. But we don't want to go down that chute. That would be, well, fine. We wouldn't necessarily be in too much trouble. It'd be a time loss. Oh, and I never did explain what these plants are. These plants are basically found everywhere. They're pop coral. They are hostile, but only in the sense that if you mine them, they explode. So just don't, and then you'll be fine. All right, so I feel like there should be samples around here, but it's a little busy. I'm seeing a lot of everything, but no samples of all things. So let's maybe go over here. Getting very close, so. Here we go. Here's a rock with 3 samples on it, and then I see some more samples to my left. Okay, that should be it, or very close to it at least. So let's go ahead and see what we need still. Let's go ahead and get the large shuttle. Need the large storage. The medium platform B is pretty useful. We need all these machines. And then in this tab, we really like this medium storage silo. It lets us carry a bunch of junk. We need the boost mod for later. And then we will need a drill mod to get through some very tough to mine dirt at roughly 3,750 bytes or so. So if we get 3 more samples, I know we'll have enough. If we get 2, will we have enough? Nope. Nope, we still need 1 more sample. So where will we find said sample? Hopefully somewhere around here. Here we go. We got 1 extra for good measure. Alrighty, here's the drill mod, and we have 500 extra bytes. I'm not sure if we need to collect any more for safety, so I think I'm just going to see if I can find my way out of here. And if you do it right, you can sometimes launch your shuttle by kind of jamming it in the ground. So it's great. Is world record 1 hour 54 minutes, or is that just a total of best segments? World record is 1:54:09. We are comparing against an actual run. We aren't comparing against best segments. So we are doing pretty well if we're already a couple minutes ahead. I'd say so. Now we're after Silva, which is way over here. And so we have all of the ammonium located, which is really exciting to say. We just need to make sure that we don't lose too much time around here managing the base and doing all the things we need to do around here. We have a lot to do of all things, and we have to orbit roughly half of the planet to get back home, but that's okay. $154.09 was set, I think, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. We had a pretty good run where, like, we just kind of had all the resources together, but I think we can totally blow that run out of the water by a couple more minutes if we kind of play efficiently, because we found a wide mod, which I normally don't, like, intentionally build, but if I find it randomly, it's very useful. The wide mod will allow us to collect more resources in a faster way. So with that in mind, we need to kind of start some of our building production here, some more fancier stuff, and then kind of get on with the rest of our base building here. Wood H reminds me, zinc. Well, don't worry, Wood H, we actually did forget about the zinc, but it's okay. We made it work. So let's see here. We got a little more aluminum here. Alrighty. Oh, and I don't need to make those now. That's a little unfortunate. I need to actually smelt this tungsten. And I do want a clay very soon. And then, yeah, we'll put this on there. Okay, so we have a lot to do here. We'll put this up right there. We'll drop all the titanium off because we'll need to smelt it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. We have an extra triptych here. These are very good. We have a wide mod. We are happy to see that here. Do we have our zinc lighting around here? I should, but where did it go? Oh, there it is. Now we can make our boost mod. Alrighty. Okay, we'll drop this off here. Just turn on another generator now for time being. We have a lot to do and build, but I need to get a clay. We need to smelt some clay, and I remember there being clay not too far away, but maybe in this direction? Yeah, here we go. And with our boost and wide mod, you're going to see that we mine faster and have a larger reticule now. Now this uses backpack power, so we won't have infinite power while doing this, but hopefully we can get the 6 clay we need here. There it is, all 6 clay, perfect. And that boost and wide mod are going to make collecting any resource really very, very fast and efficient. So we'll drop that there. We'll smelt all of this while we're waiting around. Drop 2 of these here. We'll pick up this tungsten, we'll pick up this glass, and once this ceramic finishes, we can go over here and make a chemistry lab, which is one of the kind of mid-level resources that we can use. Oh, we never actually put the boost mod on. Ooh. We'll do that now. We're gonna grab one of these for our own person, and put this down because it's kind of standalone. Oh, and that's finished, so okay. Just kind of start daisy chaining generators over here. And we need a carbon, which is an organic, so we're going to smelt this organic and drop these off so we can start the organic first, so we can kind of force priority here. I was late, was watching football. Hey, no worries. Alright, so now we started smelting the carbon, now we can put those back on. Cool beans. Oh, we can go over here, pick up 2 of these, and make a chair. The chair is very important, but weird. We'll see it come into play later. Alrighty, got the carbon that we needed. And we'll need an extra compound. This is to make a plastic. And our iron has finished, but where did the iron go? It just fell behind the smelter. That's fine. Alrighty. Make a plastic right away. Once that finishes, then we will head out and start collecting even more useful resources. But before we do that, we're going to want to make some more storage. So there we go. We'll actually start smelting all the titanium now. We could finish smelting the clay. It can wait a little bit. Oh, the wind did stop, so that's fine. We'll maybe turn on these to try and keep the base roughly flowing. We want to keep... Oh, I forgot we had this generator over here. This generator will be pretty nice. We aren't going to use it now. We're using other things right now, but got the plastic. We'll make the atmospheric condenser. Oh, we unhooked that, but it's still getting power somehow. Oh, okay. This whole unit is got its own power system. That explains. Alrighty, we have 2 aluminum over here. We're going to need 3 aluminum. Autofuel thruster. Okay, so we need 1 more ammonium for that. And we do want this sprinter to take a step off the side. We have a lot of things to make, however, so maybe we do want to turn this on. Kind of keep everything running, because we're going to slowly run out of other things. We got some of our titanium finishing over here. So we'll print another one of these. And gotta get these on the smelter. One of our titanium kind of fell behind here, and so did one of our clay here. We'll take that. There it goes. Alrighty, so we can't make any more of the other platforms yet, but we can make 3 of these into a medium platform B. Make some hydrogen. Yeah, and this is where the base is going to start slowing down just a little bit. And then we'll grab 1 more of these titanium, which makes 1 more of these storage silos. And then we're going to use our shuttle to kind of create a little mobile collection platform of sorts. So, don't want to lose all of our graphite that we're starting to throw around. And we need to find 1 more of those graphites somehow. That's going to be hard, but we're going to head out on a small adventure, picking up ammonium and clay, among other things, and we're going to use these storage silos to be able to pick up all the stuff that we need. We don't need any more clay, we picked up all the clay, so ammonium and organic, I suppose. Oh, this is junk. That's fine. That's what happens if you use a shuttle thruster all the way up to completion. Comes a little piece of scrap, so... Got 1 more organic here. 1 more ammonium here. Okay. Well, the 1 is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we lost 2 somewhere. We're out of power completely. Oh, this is our backpack stealing all the power right now. Alrighty. You know what? We should probably smelt some more carbon so that we can power our generator when we want to. So we'll just drop a little more carbon here. And even though our base is running at basically a very slow speed right now, it's fine. We'll get what we need done. And we're going to go drop these off and then continue making more things. Here's an aluminum that got thrown over here, and let's count all the carbon, or graphite again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we are short 2 graphite, which is, well, fine, but not ideal. We lost it somehow. And there's a functioning wind turbine just over here that we never saw until just now. So let's grab this, run it back to base. This will kind of help run, this will keep power up, basically. But I don't think we have a spot for it. So this can take a step aside, and now we're gonna go pick up more ammonium. Okay. We have an ammonium little deposit over here, and we need roughly 20 or so. I forgot how much we need. I think 20 is the exact number, actually, because we have all the other stuff started, so. And we're going to start running out of inventory space, because we immediately filled up our inventory. Full of ammonium. But that's okay. We're happy that we're getting all this ammonium this quickly. Take this and rotate it 180 degrees. Oh, this is so good. We're saving so much time with this wide mod. Share! Alright, so if I remember correctly, these hold 22? No, these hold 24. So we need 1 more ammonium, and then we should be at 20. Okay. So now we can just collect organic, actually. Even though we don't need a bunch right now, it comes in useful later. So we kind of need a bunch right now, but like for reasons that are kind of unclear. And then I see a deposit out there. I'm not sure I should pick up more ammonium now, or sorry, more compounded now, or more organic right now, but I think I want to go take a trip out and collect all the compound while I'm out. Seems like a good idea. Oh, look, more organic. Cool. Let's just kind of set this up here. Alrighty. Fantastic. Rotate this over to small generators, and we'll just keep on making small generators while we're kind of stuck out here. Need a bunch of these. Okay, we can put that there. Alrighty. I'm really happy with all the resources we just got, so let's head back and see what we can do to try and get everything in order. We never did find another graphite, but we will be able to make a soil centrifuge, and that soil centrifuge can extract graphite from soil from our dirt canister. Alrighty. We'll go pick up this, set it up around here or so. We definitely need some more power, so that's what this is going to help us with. And we have a little bit of extra organic around. We'll make some more carbon. Alrighty, this chem lab is going to be pretty useful, so we'll just kind of hook it up right over here, why not? And this thing over here lets us, we're gonna finish that. We're gonna move over to hydrazine. Okay, we need another 5 units of hydrazine, and this needs a bunch of ammonium here. Alrighty, so I do realize now that I put the generators kind of in a weird spot. So, I'm gonna fix this here. Okay, I think I'm just gonna move this whole thing right here. Now I can move all these generators on the platform, because I like to have these generators right here, and then we got to keep on remembering to click that button, actually. Here. And then there's a new bug with the... I don't know how to describe it. There's a new bug with the atmospheric condenser, basically, where, if you don't put, like, resources on it correctly, or I don't know how to describe it, like, it basically just puts resources in the wrong spot. It's dropping them inside of itself right now. And there's not a whole lot I can do to fix that, other than just kind of deal with it, but... Okay, we want 3 of these ceramic. We need a large storage over here. Okay. There it is. So yeah, there's probably a lot more of the stuff that we need underneath. Let's go ahead and make the soil centrifuge. Oh, we don't have the soil centrifuge right now, so we're going to save 2 of our compound and this aluminum for it, so that we don't lose it, or we don't, you know, make a mistake accidentally. I'm going to keep on clicking the resource button here. This finished. Now we need 2 nitrogen. Nitrogen is a little more dense, so we have what we need a little earlier here. We're going to swap this out, actually. We have all this extra compound that we collected over here, so we'll put this in our inventory and start making more power generators. We are doing pretty well in terms of, like, our resources here, so hopefully we can leave in record time. Yeah, the smelter dropping inside of itself, super obnoxious, but we're able to make it work. Okay, now we can swap that out. And this we'll actually have to save for later. Alrighty, how are we doing on power? Okay, on power. Let's go ahead and make that soil centrifuge. Make those still. So many generators. We're going to pick up 2 of these over here and just move them over. No reason in particular other than I just like to organize them that way. And then only 4 more generators are going to be required here. And we're out of power though. There we go. See, this is almost done. We're almost done making all this hydrazine. You can see the hydrazine just kind of spilling out, and we made way too much nitrogen. That's okay though. Okay. This large storage, pretty useful for later. Need 2 more compound. I think I can get that over here, and then we're going to want some more resin as well. Okay, we're done making hydrazine. We're gonna see if we can find all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we're missing 1. Did we put it on this one? There it is. It's hiding right here. 10. Awesome. Okay. Now we got 10 graphene to make. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're short graphene, and I don't remember exactly how that happened, but it's okay. We'll make another canister, and then we'll be able to make soil here in a hot second. Oh, I am suddenly reminded of another bug that exists, but how are we going to deal with this here? I guess we'll just kind of risk it. So if the soil centrifuge is a little persnickety, it doesn't work like you'd expect. So here's hoping we don't lose it. We need 3 more graphite. And the graphene here. There should be an extra hydrogen floating around here. There it is. Perfect. We can make more small generators, because we need a couple more. I think only 2 more, right? Oh, we do need 1 more here. These flip up. Awesome. Oh, I forgot to collect more dirt while I was out there, but that's okay. We'll be able to do that now. I think I'm going to collect a little more compound while I'm here. Just to, 1, collect more dirt this way, and 2, lets me build another small generator. Oh, we're already full. I forgot that you fill up those canisters so fast. Hey, it's 20 million. Hello. How's it going? Alrighty, we'll put 2 of them in here. Make more graphite. Continue to make more graphene. We are slowly churning through that pretty well. Use maybe a little more carbon while I'm here. I need 4 to save. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're smelting the 4th one, I suppose. We already have 1 already, so. Okay, we need 1 packager. Gonna make that now. And then these 2 need to go on this little material thing here. Packager will eventually be placed here. This gets to take a step aside. Well, you need that generator back up and running. And these need to go take a step backwards as well. Okay. Oh, we have all these extra generators too. I've made way too many generators, actually. That's probably fine. We should probably start making the titanium alloy, actually. It'd be a little bit of a mess to make it now, but it'll work. It'll be fine. Titanium alloy. We need 2 of this, and this titanium alloy will help build the extra large shuttle that we need to make to leave the planet. So where'd our printer go? Here it is. We'll rotate this over to large shuttle. We need our 2 ceramic on there. We need 1 of those, and we need to make the second one. And that's all we needed the nitrogen for, so that's good to see. Oh, and while we're here, we have to make more of these small platform A's. Can't forget about those either. And we are done leaving base, so we can unpackage that thing. This is good to go finally, so we can start the large printer. Back to making graphene. We still need a couple more of that. Okay. Could use some more carbon. And we are slowly getting there. I think this is, we have 1 more graphene to go and then we're done. Okay, this is extra, take that off. Oh, we should probably turn a couple of these on now, shouldn't we? One more graphene to go. Alrighty. This large storage is, there we go, starting to take up shape. This resin over here, oh, we still need resin. We need like 5 resin or something. And that might be over here in one of these pits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We need to continue making these things. And we're out of power here. Alright, so we're done with the graphene. Make 2, 3 diamonds. And all of these can start going on this thing. One diamond. 2 diamond. Third diamond, there we go. Okay, we don't need all of that in there. We do need more of these though. Oh, we don't actually put those there, we put them on the front. That's fine though. Alright, I think we're done making stuff. So we're gonna drop this off here. This goes in the inventory. We're gonna make a drill mod with it. We're gonna leave the wide mod here. This over here. This can go on the thing. Yeah, there's another graphene here. This can actually go here. There we go. Got a couple more platforms we need to make here. And I do want to find another resin, but I think I left it on the ground right here. Awesome. Okay, now we just gotta slowly get this whole kit and caboodle ready to go. It takes a little bit of legwork to get all the parts and pieces. But that one can go in my inventory. These 3 shuttle thrusters can go right there. Oh, picked up the shuttle. The shuttle thruster way over here. Go on the bottom as we start to build that. This needs to go over here. We need the 4 carbon. On this. And this goes up top. This will go there. This gets packaged. This goes on the side. We'll need some more stuff in there though. We can put this small wind turbine in there for sure though. We'll even put that one in there for a good measure. This whole array goes on the bottom, and then we'll take one of those big old wind turbines. And now that's looking pretty good to go. I just can't forget anything else in base, so we're going to take a quick look over. It looks like we're doing fine. We have some extra carbon, but I don't think we'll take it. So now we're just going to go in the forest, fill up on organic, and then try and leave for Atrox here. So I think we're ready to go. Okay, looking pretty good. Okay. I am terrified to look at the clock here. That felt pretty good, but I just don't know. We need 2 more organic and then we're rip-roaring ready to go here. Oop, we ripped off a generator though. Did I ever make that diamond drill? I did. So then where did this come from? Okay. Alrighty, we have an extra organic, we have that. We'll want some resin, but we can get that on Atrox, usually. Maybe we'll take a quick pit stop over this hill. Is there any resin nearby? There we go. We'll pick up the guaranteed resin here. Cool beans. Anything else we need to do before we go? Not that I know of. Alrighty, we have 4 generators, 4 oxygen. We have 4 shuttle thrusters on the shuttle. And it looks like we are all ready to go. And we have 4 minutes of time save. It could have been greater, honestly. But it looks like we are on pace for a sub 154 if everything else goes according to plan. If not, we might, sorry, a sub 150. If not, we might see like a very low 150. We'll see. I'm gonna hope that we get to this sub 150, but we have to be careful. Okay, we see the gateway little laser here, and that's really about it. I'm gonna click this one. This one looks pretty close. Hi, how do you fill the generators that fast? Pressing F. If you have organic in your inventory, you can click on the silhouette of the shuttle, or you can click on the silhouette of the generator, and it will instantly put a organic in there. Now if we get out, we're going to kind of start falling down the hill. So we're going to move the shuttle around, which carries you with the shuttle for just a split second, and then that allowed us to not fall down the hill, but kind of get shoved inside of it. Weird, but it works. All right, we'll drop a platform here. Atrox is like the most difficult planet. Lots of hostile plants, lots of things that explode, and among other things, low oxygen, lots of power required for the generators. It all adds up. Okay, so we're going to actually start methane production here, and then we're going to start turning this on here. So we'll put that there, and we have an extra one. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. We're missing one. We accidentally turned off a generator somewhere, or we missed one. There it is. There it goes. We have all 30 running, and we are good to go. And while we are generating power, or while we are generating power on the shuttle, we're hoping to get 2 methane out of this here. Okay, and then we can drop this off. Here we got 1 of our 2 methane. Diamond, silicone. We'll need 2 silicone at some point. Sulfur. We'll use this to generate the rest of the power that we need. We'll put this back maybe. Oh, and then one of these can be my personal generator, so which one should that be? Alrighty. We'll take this one. It's a little empty, but that's fine. Oh, we'll run it out and then we'll fill it up again. And once we get 2 sulfur, then we can start by making our silicone and our other resources that we need to make before we leave. Okay, there's the sulfur. We can take this off. We're done with it. Put this on. It pulls what it needs from the shuttle and our inventory, and these can go back, and hopefully it doesn't drop them on the ground, but it's probably going to drop them on the ground, let's be real. And the silicone, yep, falls on the ground. That's how it works. Alrighty. It's fine. It's fine. So this is going to pull a organic from our inventory, and that's fine. We'll just turn it off once it's done. And why are we short of quartz? Oh no, we aren't short of quartz. It just picked up an extra resin that it wasn't supposed to. Okay. Camera's being a little fussy today. There we go. And there's 2 explosive powder. 1, and the second one we'll just leave on the shuttle itself. And now it looks like we're good to go. We'll put the drill on our person there. We'll carry the extra canister here. Alrighty, this is looking pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with how we're doing. We'll turn on the generator. And we are carrying explosive hydrogen, so we have to be very careful. But you can't be too careful. So we're gonna actually just start heading downstairs. So the explosive hydrogen means that any plant that causes explosive damage might just detonate us and kill us in one shot, which is why we have to do Atrox as early as we can. So you're probably going to see me try and slide a little more controlled. His spines aren't explosive, so that's good. But later on, we'll see Attactuses. Attactuses are very explosive, so we'll have to watch out for those. Atrox is full of lots of ornery things, so you generally aren't supposed to have a good time here. It's supposed to be a very difficult planet, but with enough practice, you usually don't die. Let's see if we can go a little faster here. Yeah, so we do have one generator running, and that's enough to power the mods. There's an Attactus right there. It's a little star pattern, and we don't like to see those, so we're just going to race on by. I'm already starting to suffocate. I'm worried that I actually didn't make a oxygen filter. I bet you I did, and it just fell on the ground. So we'll make an oxygen filter now. And that way we don't run out of oxygen on the way down here. We are out of power, so it says. That just means our light turns off, but we're still doing okay in terms of everything else. Gotta make sure the ground's clear. We aren't gonna fall on top of an explosive plant. Now we're good to go. We're past the mantle layer, so I'm not too worried about fall damage here. I'm gonna basically mine as aggressively down as I can. We are starting to chunk a little bit. Like, our Astroneer isn't sliding very quickly. I wonder why. Not too worried about it, but we evolved Howdy. You skip the Glacia power-up via chair, but how much energy would it take? A Glacia power-up takes 26 or 28 units of power. So that will come into play later, but notice that there is this little gateway engine here, and there's these little windows. There are normally force fields in front of those windows, but by kind of coming down after you power the gateway engine, that force field is missing. So we are able to avoid kind of getting stuck here by powering the gateway on the surface, and that's going to be like the intended way to kind of play the game. But when we get to Glacio, we have a bit of a different strategy that we can take. Ooh, 4 minutes and 13 seconds ahead of pace. I like to see that. We'll teleport up to that gateway, the one that's lit up. Good luck on the runs. We've evolved. Thank you so much. We are currently on record pace, and that excites me. So here's hoping that sub 150 is possible. Alrighty, we don't need this anymore, but we'll carry it with us. It doesn't really hurt. We're going to go to Atrox next. So before we do, we're going to pick up a little more resin that we have here. I forgot where it fits, but I'm sure there's some room up here. Sure, why not? Okay, this triptych, sure, we'll put it there. We have another charge left in the shuttle. We're off to Calidor. Calidor needs 12 units of power. So we will hopefully find that on the way to running towards the gateway. Surprised that we lost that much time just by picking up that resin, but I'm guessing I teleported up and immediately got on the shuttle and just left. But I just wanted to take a slow, make sure I had all the pieces that I had in place. So lost a little bit of time there. So here's hoping that we can gain that back by having good landing locations next to these gateways here. So there should be a gateway around here. It just hasn't loaded in. Yeah, let's go for it. Even though I don't see it, I know it's around here because we see that one and they're spaced evenly around the planet. So it should be right here. Yeah, okay, nice. We have Attactuses here. They have explosive damage, but I don't think we're too worried about that. Rip off the broken thing, run over here, pick up some organic. Actually, our inventory's full, so let's go ahead and There's the organic that we needed. We have a little extra organic, so we're gonna drop them off there. Pick up the 2 explosive powder we need for the planet. Avoid this attack so it's kind of right in front of us. Put this down somewhere, I don't really care. Where? Pick up a little more organic. This goes right there. Okay, that's going down. We'll move these over so they're now separate again. We have the explosive powder, we have some extra organic. That's fine. We'll swap out these. We are wasting a little bit of time messing around with these, but it's okay. Nothing too crazy. That goes on there. Alrighty, let's go. Calidor, not as deadly as Silva or Atrox, but hopefully still not too much trouble. We're going pretty fast too. Sometimes it's hard to get a good core slide started, but this one seems pretty well put together. There goes the power again, as always. And I'm hearing a hiss spine, but I'm not too worried about it. Next cavern I hit, I might make an oxygen filter and then rotate around. I can't quite see where I'm going, but I did raise up the brightness just a little bit in the settings so I can see like the edges and stuff like that, and once I hit these caverns then I can see what's going on. But one thing I really like about this run, I made a second canister and I kind of was stubborn in keeping it with me. I sometimes leave it on the ground, but with an extra whole area of, with an extra like bit of research, or with an extra whole canister, like I'm able to make a lot of deep ramps without running out of dirt, which is really nice. Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. We did lose some time though because we were dilly-dallying on the surface, but that's okay. I think we're still doing okay. Oh, I think we saved a little bit of time, basically not having to walk very quickly to a gateway. So that's what you see in the splits there. But we did also not pick up any extra organic, and that might hurt us later. I could go pick up some right now, but I'm probably leaning towards going to Visania as quickly as I can. Okay, this can go over here, and we are good to go to Visania. There are 2 generators on the ground. Do we need them? I don't think so. Okay. Visania needs like 16, and it's the pinkish purplish planet, one of the more exotic ones. It's full of lots of plant material on the surface. However, I am always looking at the organic, and I fail to see the very dangerous plants that try and like eat you up, try and do damage to you. Here we can go to the North Pole. We'll take it. I didn't see any other good locations, and I could have waited for the seam change. But one of the more exotic ones. I mean, that's kind of the whole point, right? The exotic planet. So yeah, there's the gateway, not too far away from where we are landing, which is always a good thing to see. But yeah, these planets are here. I never see them, and they make a lot of noise if you like let them slap down on you. So we're gonna let that one go. Oh, accidentally made a little bit of a ramp here. there's 12. Okay, we have all the organic that we need. We'll pick up a little more, because it's all right here and quite convenient. We'll run over to the gateway. Run around these weird eggshell things. They're like weird little bits of geometry. There are lots of like kind of hidden mysteries in the Astroneer universe, and it's always kind of fun like to see what Easter eggs and what things you can find are kind of hidden about the platform. Alrighty, now we do need to carry the resources down to the center of the planet. For this planet, we'll need 2 graphene. And we are good to go. So let's go ahead and start heading there myself. I like Basania. It's one of my favorite planets. Pretty good core slide so far. Not too much trouble. Whenever you are core sliding, if you run into a box or a stalagmite, you can sometimes ricochet off of them, and it's always a sad day. You just kind of go flying. Sometimes where you go flying is you know, in a direction that kind of kills you. So you hate to see it happen, but it does mean that you have to be a little careful heading downstairs. Bonk. That was just me hitting the side of the wall here. Alright, we hear a hispine. I don't see it yet though. Alright, hasn't been an ambush yet. Awesome. Oh, at some point we're going to need to make the oxygen filter, so I bet you next cavern will be a great time to do that. Actually, let's do that now, because I don't wanna risk this here. Okay. Some more ammonium. Well, we don't need any more of that, but it's cool to see. Alrighty. We'll fill up all the backpack power, and then bring this off here. Zoop. And there are the resources, and here is the triptych. Oh, we're saving even more time. This is fantastic. Yeah, for those of you who played Astroneer during its beta, this planet used to be called Exotic. You're not wrong at all. Although, it was kind of unclear if this was exotic or if Atrox was exotic to me. I could be wrong, but... Alrighty, so we need to put this back, and we need to carry a good amount of organic back with us here, so... The triptych down. We'll throw this on the ground. We don't really need that one. And now we need to collect a bunch more organic because we need to fill basically all of this up again while we're here instead of on the next planet, because this is where we have a lot of organic around. Alrighty, that was pretty good. Cool. Sweet. We're saving even more time. Atrox is radiated. That rings the bell. You're absolutely right. 22 million's on point, has their beta knowledge all tucked away up inside that head. And this head's a little empty. Got some cobwebs in there, I guess. Gotta clean it out soon. Alright, we're going to the moon of Visania, which has a moon of all things, but this moon is a little different than the moon of Desolo. A lot more life on this moon. Also, just purple. Oh, and it's worth noting, moons in this game only have 2 gateways. So, I don't like where we have to land here, because there isn't going to be a gateway here. We'd have to walk quite a distance to get to it. even though it is a moon, it is a little smaller. We're going to orbit the planet, see how close we can land to the other gateway. I would lose a lot of time running all the way there. And so once we cross the halfway point, you can kind of see this weird little seam in the planet right here. Once you cross that point with our shuttle, then the other half of the planet will load, and we might see if we have any valid landing locations not too far away. We know we want to land roughly down here. So the top half of the planet unloads, the bottom half is starting to generate, and we have a landing location basically right where we want to be. So we saved a bunch of time by orbiting the planet, but it is unfortunate that we had to wait that long to see a good landing location. But this is perfect. This is precisely what we wanted to see. Alrighty, we need 2 silicone, and that thing, and this little dee-da-bop. Cool. And the silicone. Now, if we go through Visanya fast enough... Nope, this is Novus. If we go through Novus fast enough, we actually won't use any oxygen. Have to make sure we can get down in time. And we're having a little hard time starting a slide here, and I'm seeing a lot of stalagmites here. What is this? I don't know. Okay, well, let's just restart over here. It's not quite starting what we need to here. Oh, we're probably going to have to make a oxygen filter. That's fine. So the issue was I didn't start at full oxygen when I started my descent, so I didn't have enough time without the oxygen filter. That's okay. Yeah, we were really close to being able to do it without, but it's fine that we had to pause. Little bit of time lost there. That kind of makes sense. I feel like I've had cleaner descents to the center before, but I'll take it. I do need to replace the shuttle engine before I get in the shuttle and try leaving. I got a little stale. And the next is to actually leave that behind. We don't need it anymore. Even though you would think you would, we are going to leave it behind. Drop this off. Put this here. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triptychs, which is a good thing to see. And now we're going to fly to a mysterious platform, a unidentified satellite it's called, but it sometimes is called the question mark platform. You have to visit it, and so once you do, then it turns into the identified satellite, I believe. And so this is kind of where the end game of Astroneer happens to be hidden. You have to know to find it. It's part of the mystery of playing the game. Spoilers, but once we get here, we can drop off all of those extra triptychs we've been collecting. Of course, I have no idea where the satellite is. There it is, okay. Satellite is surrounded by 1 specific platform tile and then 5 landing locations, or 4? 4 landing locations, okay. And so you can land at any of them, and you see more of these special platforms over there. Those are what you can use to drop off your triptychs into, your keys. And we need all 7, 1 from each planet. And so we'll do that now. We have to kind of match up the shapes too, so. That's Atrox, this one is here. What's this here? That's Silva. So it's the first planet. Excuse me, thank you. They don't quite like helping themselves out into the place. Here we go, this one, there. I always get those circles a little mixed up. Okay, now we're heading to Glacio. We need 1 more resin, and we need to pick up the chair. So this is what we had been talking about earlier, and this is another good point to talk about what's going on here. We're going to land on Glacio. We're not going to power a gateway, so it doesn't really matter where we land. We just have to go somewhere on Glacio. And in doing so, we're basically going to abandon the shuttle and sequence break the planet. We're not going to power a gateway. The force field's going to go up. We're going to we're gonna find a way to get past that force field, but it's not a way the developers really intended, and so if you do it, it kind of soft locks your world. If you happen to do this to your world, you won't be able to teleport to Glacio normally, and you won't be able to teleport from a gateway you unlock later down to Glacio. Now, there might be some ways to fix it, but I wouldn't suggest doing it on your own save. This is definitely like a bug in something that you probably shouldn't do, but you are able to do it. So we have everything that we need. All right, we'll pick up an extra one of those, and we'll start heading down. Alrighty, we almost just killed ourselves right away, but that's fine. We didn't. And Glacio does have some dangerous plants, but we aren't carrying anything explosive. So that's basically why we do this one at the end, because it's the more deadly of the two planets, but it doesn't carry with it a risk of exploding and dying in one shot, as well as... uh-oh, we might be dead here. Okay, I don't know why we didn't take any fall damage. We somehow canceled our fall damage, I don't know. Where was I? So, we do run the risk of falling, but yeah, we don't run the risk of taking a lot of damage, but because Glacio requires so much power, it's like the second hardest planet, we save it for last because we can skip one planet in this run. You can't skip all the planets, unfortunately. You have to power them somehow, but you can always avoid one. And it looks like we dropped our oxygen filter on the ground. So even though I thought I made one before I descended, we dropped it, so we have to make a second one here. And we're going to drop this one on the ground unless we make some space for it. Okay, so we made some space for it by dropping some organic on the ground, and now we should be good to go. That was a little scary, but thankfully we brought the extra resin with us for safety. There's that boom balloon. We don't want to fall on top of that, so we're going to slide in between these two. Alrighty, and that should be one of the more deadlier areas kind of done. So we still want to slide down if we can, but we got to find a great spot to do it here. So maybe here we can start sliding. Final cavern layer. Alrighty. We have the chair ready to go. And all we need to do now is find a way to get through this here platform. And the chair is one of the more broken items in this game. I love it. So we're going to expand the chair, roll our camera behind the force field, and then get in the chair. This allows us to clip in. Gravity does a little bit of a weird flippity-floppity-roo. That's okay. We're in, and that's all that we needed to do. Get inside. The chair can help us get out if we need to, but we aren't going to get out that way. We're going to drop off these triptychs here. We're going to finish off this speedrun, setting a new world record. And it looks like we're on our way for a sub 1 hour, 50-minute Astroneer run. That is astounding. I have trouble keeping this game under 2 hours, 10 minutes most of the time, but we can finish this game in under an hour and 50 minutes. That's nuts. Don't know if we're gonna get the sub 148. We might slide over just a little bit on 148 because we still have some animations and stuff to get through. Haha. And we gotta wait, and time. Yeah, 148.04. Oh, that is so fantastic. Oh, I'm happy to see that. Look at those greens. No golds, but that's okay. Wait, couldn't he have jumped to the chair instead of going around? Oh, I probably could have. You're not wrong, 22 million. Could have saved like 3 seconds there. GG. Alrighty, I'm just gonna sit back and let these credits play, because that was fantastic. My heart is doing okay. It's not racing like it has in the past, but we did a lot. That was weird. There was like a bugged part of the Astroneer's backpack UI and the like hovering below our backpack as we entered in the portal there. Oh, and let's not forget the most important part of the run, the burrito. So normally, I think you're supposed to kind of be concerned at the revelation of this cutscene because like you teleported away into, you know, the unknown, and the ship here doesn't know where you went, so then it just clones you again. But rather than consider the implications behind the organization that's supporting you and its ability to just kind of clone you if you happen to go missing, we could instead just focus on the burrito. And honestly, I think that's a much better idea. So we have a burrito, of course. We seem to have been ejected from the shuttle before we could eat the burrito, so maybe we'll get it next time.